CBC,
Yes.
they are random homeworks. You can just be in the middle of the night, just when you're saying you've finished your prayers, you're ready to go to bed,
Yes.
then someone tells you, you know, suppose, I don't know, to get what stick and you make what,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, where will we get all this money?
Manyoya ya kuku tuambiwe tutengeneze sijui. It is for heaven's sake. Where will I get these things?
All this time they were just there.
Yeah.
If anything, they were entertaining you, telling you how their day was, nini, but they forgot the homework.
Actually, now it makes me wonder, Joyce.
Yes.
In as far as this conversation is concerned, and we are talking to very many parents out there, what does it actually mean for a child to be ready to go back to school?
I think that's a very good question that we can begin with this session, because we're asking ourselves, are our children ready? It's actually, for most of the children, it's either next week, or at least before the end of the month or beginning of the month, depending on which system the child is. But yes, for us as parents, we look at the child's bag. We want to ask, I want to use that analogy of that person who cuts the onions.
Yes.
What? Onions, done. So we are just saying uniform, done. Books, done. Fees, done. Transport, done. So, and it's beautiful because it's not easy.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of sacrifice, even to have even that fees, to have, the books ready, the pencils, all the materials ready.
Yeah.
It's good. But there are other things that our children really need beyond just the bags, beyond the books and the stationaries, the shoes, Maybe we can look at maybe around 3 or so readiness that we should look at especially when kids are opening. The first one is the emotional one. How ready is the child? Because sometimes our children, we hear them when it's opening time. Like now, for example, you've given you an example of your sister.
Yes.
Instead of them saying, I'm not ready for school emotionally, you start hearing the child saying, oh, my stomach is hurting. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I don't want to go back to that school.
Yeah.
And we ask ourselves, why are children saying that? Because it shows that, yes, the school bag is ready, the fees has been paid.
Yeah.
And even as parents, we're very quick to say, I've paid the fees. Do you know what it took for me to even make you ready? Nimekopesha, I've done what? I've done all these things. But the kid is not ready, especially emotionally. And most of the time as parents, we end up dismissing instead of actually helping our children to be able to be ready. We look at what we've done or what needs to be done rather than how we can support them emotionally so that they're also ready for school. Because when we're looking at them in terms of that emotional readiness, we want to know, what feelings do they have? What are these fears they have? What are, the anxieties that are surrounding them that are making them not be ready? It could have been something that happened over the holidays.
Yeah.
It could also be something that happened during the term. And we know school is about many things. So when we look at that emotional readiness, is it something that happened with a teacher? Is something, because the school is just more than just going to the classroom.
Yeah.
So we need to prepare our kids emotionally. And it's a moment for us as parents also to know what are some of the struggles that our children are facing, rather than just dismissing their fears or dismissing or avoiding that difficult conversation where we don't know. We just say, it will be okay, you'll manage, just go. So the other thing, of course, that we need to understand that children need to be ready about is the social readiness. And this social readiness is those friendships, the cliques, the teachers, the peer pressure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comparison, belonging. Some are being bullied.
Yeah.
So you find that a Form 1 student might not be very comfortable about going to school. They're even saying, can I change schools? And we are wondering, why are they insisting? I can't go back to that school. And they could be dreading something. And that social readiness is one of the things that we should prepare our children for, rather than, dismissing it. Because we are all completely different in our emotional experiences and even in how we can handle different situations. There are those of us who are very social. We don't mind. If anything, they're looking forward to going back to school.
Exactly.
Not because of the classroom. They want to go back because of those cliques.
Yes.
They know, we are going back, we have things that we need to do. Some of them are also looking forward to other activities away from the classroom, be it the sports, be it even, the extracurriculum, which are very good as well, because we know, it's part of the learning. So yes, that social readiness is important. I know we only look at maybe the academic readiness, which is also very important. And I think that academic readiness includes also a number of things. It's not just the books. Of course, is the child even settled enough? Can they be able to concentrate? Are they ready for the routine? This holiday, they've been there, they've been sleeping for long hours. They've been doing a lot of things that are not in line with, maybe responsibilities, the tasks that they're supposed to do in school. Are they ready for that? So those are the things maybe as we continue we'll be looking at, and how to make them ready for that academic readiness, maybe during holidays. Some of our children were given homework. You have no idea. You're seated there, even they came, they didn't tell you there was homework. You've been enjoying, you've just been going on with your school routines, but now here they are, they're telling you there's homework. So this last week becomes a panic time. We are here asking ourselves, hey, homework. You have biology homework, you have I don't know what homework, or even for our younger ones, they have other homeworks, even artwork, even not just art for drawing. You need to buy some materials. You're there thinking you only need to pay school fees, you only need to do some things, yet your budget is bigger than that. You need even maybe to go and get, you said, manyoya ya kuku. So yes, there are many things that we can actually prepare our kids, and also practical readiness. And I think that's important. And this practical readiness for school includes sleep. Our sleeping routines have been, maybe for some of our children, they've been sleeping late because, there's no school tomorrow. Waking up even in the PM for some. You live, because they've slept late, they wake up late. And sometimes in some homes it's okay. But of course, now we need to adjust. How will we be waking up at 5 so that we are able, to take on the day, go to school, concentrate, learn, and all these things. So those are some of the things. Practical readiness is also important. We should make sure that if there are any needs that our children require in terms of the uniforms, at least they're there. If it's transport, the transport person knows the timing, if you've moved, if there's even change of school. If, for example, even with the weather now, we are seeing a rise in coughs and all that. Let's look at where medication and where it's applicable. And even school communication. What are the schools saying? What are some of the changes that the school has communicated in terms of opening school and all that? Those are some of the things that I think we should actually look into. Because on the day of going back to school, we might even ask our children, are you ready for school? Of course, they'll say yes, or they'll say no. But I think we can make it easier if we are able to ask, how, as parents, can we make it easier for you to get ready for school? What do you feel that you need that I can be able to support? Because sometimes it's always our checklist. As a parent, it's for me to tick my checklist. I've paid school fees, I've done all these things. But what about the child? Because sometimes they also have their needs that can even make it easier in terms of now opening and getting along and even just making it through the term. So yes, it's important that we listen to them.
Yeah.
Let's not be quick to just solve their problems and want to provide solutions for them. Let's listen first, avoid lectures, and maybe before we prepare these children for school, we must remember to prepare the child for the experience of school.
Yeah.
Yes, because the experience of school is bigger.
Wow.
Than just the academics. It's bigger than just the school program.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I like the way, Joyce, you've broken all these 3 items. And you know, these are some of the things that we are taking for granted.
Yes.
Joyce Okuniangalia, can you believe that one day at some point in my education journey, I was once number last, mwisho mimi ndo nilifunga.
Ulikafunga.
A class of 30 nilikuwa 30 out of 30. Mwisho kabisa.
What happened that time?
Good question. That is the question I wanted you to ask.
Yes.
The point number 1, emotional readiness. I always tell people that school environment ilinikata. That is why I always tell parents, before you rush judging your child in terms of performance, there are so many elements that goes into performance.
Very true.
Environment is one of them.
Yes.
Mimi ona ilinikata. You know why? Joyce, I told myself, you know, I'm a child of teachers. Both.
Yes.
So, my dad was my teacher.
Yes.
I used to school in the school that he was teaching. And the subject, mathematics.
Oh, mwalimu wa maths. Yes.
Ukikosa nyumbani, unatandikwa
nyumbani.
Mnabebwa. Hasira inaisha.
Carry forward. Yes.
All right. Until when I grew up, I told myself, if I was to be a teacher, I will never ever allow my child to be in a school that I teach. I told myself that. Why? Because I was denied a chance to be a child.
Yes.
A normal child.
Yes.
Okay? You see, the way you are Gen Zs, they will just do things when you are not there.
Yes.
They are children.
Yes.
Since the moment unakosa, nitaambia babako.
Yes.
Na akiambia baba ni marungu.
Of course.
So that is the kind of environment that I was exposed to. At home, vita. In school, vita. So I remember one fine December, 3rd term tumefunga.
Yes.
I went home with my report card and I was crying because I was number 30 out of 30.
Yes.
And luckily, I found my mother in the house. So I handed over the report card and I told her, Mom, if you are not removing me from this school, this is my end of my education.
In what class were you in? But
thank you. I like your questions. I was in class 5.
Wow.
I was in class 5. I told her, usiponitoa, I am not continuing schooling because of the kind of environment and the beating that I experienced. Thank God she never questioned.
Yes.
I don't know where she got the connections from. January, I was in another school.
Wow. Parents should listen. Yes.
Parents should listen. And I'm talking this a lot of... I've used my own example just to paint a picture on how these 3 factors that we've talked about, Joyce, the way they are important.
They are very important.
The emotional readiness, social readiness, and practical readiness.
Yes.
Are we preparing our children for the experience of the school?
Yes. Yes. It actually resonates. While you are sharing,
Yeah.
I was thinking you're talking about me. Do you know I also grew up, my mom was a teacher. And we, of course, definitely by virtue of her being a teacher, we went to the same school. Yeah, because, you used to go to the nearest school.
Yes.
So, yes, I think, had the privilege of getting some beatings. And also not being an A student. So, yes, I suffered. And it's funny also, even sometimes one of my siblings normally complains, my younger brother, that sometimes they would live with him because he's younger.
Yes.
And they walk, us maybe we'll leave a bit early. And by the time they get to the school gate, and that's the day she's on duty, what happens is that geti kifungwa, yeye pia anafungiwa huko nje, mwalimu anaingia ndani. So the roles are changed. Now it's no longer about mother-parent relationship.
Yes.
It's about you being a student who's late. It doesn't matter you've come with your mom, but now your mom is a teacher and she has to get it. And when it's her duty to punish. When other people are being told collect leaves or punished after that, you're also in that.
Look at that.
Yes. And sometimes they say, I was not the one who was late. She was the one who made me late. But now he actually bore the consequences.
Yeah.
And it's true. And maybe tunafaa tukutane as children.
Or walimu. We have suffered.
I think we've suffered. And when anything happens in the school, you sometimes... Yes.
That was another conversation.
Not from the teachers, from other teachers, or even from your fellow classmates or even friends.
Exactly.
There was a lot of threats. And
a lot.
That psychological torture was not easy. But we survived somehow.
Yes, here we are.
And surprisingly, we also become teachers.
Exactly.
Apples don't fall too far.
And thank God.
Yes.
Mungu anajua kutengeneza maneno yake.
Kabisa.
But you see, we are talking these with a light touch so that parents can actually resonate.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Have you had a time, my dear listeners, to just sit down with your child, listen to them, okay? As Joyce says it, we are busy. Tick, 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 tick. School fees, check. Nimelipa in advance. Transport, check. Nimelipa in advance. Sasa huko tayari. School uniform, viatu, kila kitu. Na mtu asiniulize swali. I am done.
Paka tuna vitisho, like you know how much what it took.
It took, exactly.
And now we are also taking our stress to our children.
Yes.
Our children now are now taking the burden. Instead of them worrying about just being children, they're now wondering, what am I supposed to... Now it feels like, they need to be cautious of what they say or not to say because they're afraid. If I say something, I don't know even how it's going to be interpreted or understood. So we are bringing also a lot of pressure to our children when it comes to opening the school. Because of the different pressures. We know, especially like now, it's middle of the month.
Yeah.
I know we plan maybe our budgets and sometimes zinaingiana, but sometimes things also come in, especially during holidays. They're in travels, they're hospital bills or things that happen in between that we didn't anticipate. And yet, by opening day, the bags needs to be ready.
Yeah.
The school fees needs to be paid. Transport needs to be taken care of. And you're wondering, this kid, do they even know what I'm going through? And sometimes because we've not put our psychological well-being in check, we end up passing our stress, our anxieties, and even our pressures to the children.
Yeah.
And the children are not ready.
Yeah.
We are the grown-ups. We are the ones who are going through these stresses. But these stresses should not be passed on to our children. Because they are not emotionally ready or even psychologically stable to be able even to understand or sometimes even to comprehend what you're going through.
Well said, Joyce. I don't know if you have a minute in the next hour so that we can continue our conversation, Joyce.
Okay.
Good. My dear listener, what is your experience? Have you taken time to sit down with your child? 0712-223385. We are taking a very short break. We're going to be back, okay, with Joyce in the final hour. Share your experiences as we continue this conversation. Stay tuned to Waumini 88.3 FM.
Waumini FM. Radio Waumini 88.3 FM.
Wow Mini Morning News, brought to you by Equity. Your phone is your bank. The way we live has evolved and banking has evolved right along with it. Think about it today. Our everyday lives run entirely through our phones. We communicate, we shop, we work, and we stay connected to our devices. Your financial life should be no exception, and that is why your bank is right here with you. Integrated seamlessly into your daily life and officially open 24/7 in the palm of your hand. You can choose how to connect. Equity Bank has developed a digital banking solution tailored for everyone. Equitel and *247# or the mobile app or Equity Online for individuals or businesses. Enjoy complete peace of mind with scheduled payments. Equity, your listening, caring partner.
Wow Mini Morning News.
So as much as we are talking about politics, let us also, above everything else, talk about peace. Wale ambao wanauza sera zao, wawache wauze sera zao. Ukitaka kumsikiza, msikize. Kama utaki, enda fanya kazi yako.
My call to those who are maintaining law and order, particularly the Minister of Interior and the IG and the DCI and those who are managing public order, please take over charge of public order.
Hii violence ilikuwa Homa Bay na ile imefanyika kwingine is a trial run. Murkomen has been briefed to cause chaos in Kenya, make the country ungovernable so that the IBC can postpone the general election for 2 years.
In the news today.
The late Pope Francis' second encyclical set to take center stage at ongoing Capture Conference. President William Ruto defends its government health financing reforms, but Strait of Hormuz to remain shut until the US meets interim deals conditions, says Iran top negotiator. Hello there and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Starkes Harun. The third conference of the Catholic Primary School Heads Association in Kenya, Capture, enters day 2 today at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, Kwem. Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops Commission for Education and Religious Education is organizing the 3-day event. Today's itinerary will see delegates discuss topics on data-driven education in the country with ways to strengthen Catholic schools' data management system through KEMIS implementation taking center stage. Later in the afternoon, Africa Director of the Laudato Si movement, Ashley Kitisia, will lead a discussion on breathing life to the late Pope Francis' second encyclical Laudato Si. The event runs under the theme Catholic Schools Rooted in Faith, Rising with Purpose, bringing together school leaders, KCCB officials, government representatives, and other key stakeholders to unite and strengthen leadership in Catholic primary schools across the country. It comes after the conclusion of the 11th edition of Kenya Catholic School Principals Association CASPA conference, which concluded a fortnight ago.
Wow Mini News.
The Kenya Health Summit of 2026 concludes today. The inaugural Presidential National Health Summit is being held under the theme Reform Delivered Health as a Right, taking place at Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC. The summit agenda covers health financing and infrastructure, primary and community health care, the health workforce, medicines and medical technologies, digital health, health security and coordination between national and county governments. President William Ruto used the summit to defend the government's health financing reforms while outlining further commitments with Health Cabinet Secretary Eden Dole, saying the meeting provides a platform to assess progress while identifying gaps that still require action.
Digitization is not simply about replacing paper with screens. It is about making every patient visible, every treatment traceable, and every payment accountable.
A facility that ordered 10 essential commodities received fewer than 4. Today, that rate stands at 95%.
Wow Mini News.
Eyes will be on the National Cohesion and Integration Commission NCIC offices today to see whether Homa Bay Town Member of Parliament Peter Kaluma will obey the Commission's summons. NCIC had on Monday summoned Mr. Kaluma to appear before it by 10 a.m. over recent remarks on which he declared that the one-term phrase is prohibited in Homa Bay County. The Commission has warned that the MP, if he fails to appear before the body, that will lead to his arrest. Kaluma have written back to NCIC saying he will be engaged today. He has since disrupted the transcription and translation of the utterances attributed to him, requesting NCIC to provide the correct transcription. Kaluma was quoted telling a public gathering to deal with persons opposed to President William Ruto's re-election. In other summons, Busia Governor Paul Otuoma is expected to appear before the Commission by Friday of next week. Otuoma is required to assist with investigations into remarks he made during a public rally at Bulanda Junction on or about June 27th of this year.
Wow Mini News.
The cross-border stop Iranian negotiator Mohammad Kalibaf says the Strait of Hormuz will remain shut until the U.S. meets the conditions of an interim deal signed with Iran in June. In comments published by the state media, Kalibaf says the conditions include the U.S. lifting its blockade of Iranian ports, lifting oil sanctions, releasing Tehran's frozen assets, and ending threats and military operations on all fronts. The Memorandum of Understanding, secured on June 17th, quickly unraveled over a dispute about control of the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway through which a fifth of global oil and liquefied natural gas flowed before the war. U.S. President Donald Trump said the deal was over on July 7th, and a week later, Iran's foreign ministry declared it suspended. Under the MOU, Iran and the U.S. had committed to negotiating a final deal covering broader issues such as the fate of Iran's nuclear program in a maximum of 60 days, extendable by mutual consent.
Wow Mini News.
And into sports. The Football Kenya Federation FKF has begun a 5-day CAF A license refresher course in Nairobi in a move to ensure Kenya's top coaches remain compliant with continental licensing requirements. The program, which began on Monday, runs until Friday, bringing together experienced coaches and technical personnel. FKF President Hussein Mohammed says the course is part of Federation's wider effort to strengthen coaching standards and ensure Kenyan football keeps pace with international developments. That's the latest at 8 minutes into the hour. See you at 10 for further news updates, but in brief. My name is Tagaz Harun. Right now apologies for that. Right now we switch to business news.
Radio Wow Mini updates you fast.
Business news brought to you by Equity. Your phone is your bank. The way we live has evolved, and banking has evolved right along with it. Think about it today. Our everyday lives run entirely through our phones. We communicate, we shop, we work, and we stay connected to our devices. Your financial life should be no exception, and that is why your bank is right here with you. Integrated seamlessly into your daily life and officially open 24/7 in the palm of your hand. You can choose how to connect. Equity Bank has developed a digital banking solution tailored for everyone. Equitel and *247# or the mobile app or Equity Online for individuals or businesses. Enjoy complete peace of mind with scheduled payments. Equity, your listening, caring partner.
The government is working with various stakeholders to make agriculture more attractive to young people as part of efforts to promote sustainable national development. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe says the government is implementing comprehensive strategies to address youth unemployment. Kagwe says that encouraging more young people to embrace agriculture through digital platforms and modern technology could create new employment and entrepreneurship opportunities across the sector. He was speaking in Mombasa during a consultative meeting between the national and county governments to review the National Agriculture Value Chain Development Project alongside the Food System Resilience Project.
Is how to transform our agriculture to a youthful enterprise and how we can bring our youth to be the owners of agriculture as opposed to the people who have been watching from the sidelines. We want the central part of agriculture to be managed and executed by youth.
In other financial news, making headlines, mobility platform Bolt has expanded its send delivery service in Mombasa to include motorbikes, offering individuals and businesses a faster and more flexible way to move small parcels across the city. Bolt Send, which was introduced in Mombasa back in March, using cars, is targeted at small retailers, online sellers, restaurants, pharmacies, offices and individuals seeking a conveyance. The company says the addition of motorcycles is aimed at addressing the growing demand for urban deliveries, particularly for smaller parcels that do not require a car but need to move quickly and affordably through the city. Meanwhile, ride-hailing platform Yego Mobility has entered Kenya's border market, expanding beyond taxi services with the onboarding of more than 4,000 electric motorcycle riders in Nairobi. The company, which launched its taxi and corporate mobility services in the country in 2022, says the border service will offer metered fares, distinguishing it from other ride-hailing operators. That's what's trending in the world of business. I'm Starkes Harun.
Business news was brought to you by Equity. Your phone is your bank. The way we live has evolved and banking has evolved right along with it. Think about it today. Our everyday lives run entirely through our phones. We communicate, we shop, we work, and we stay connected to our devices. Your financial life should be no exception, and that is why your bank is right here with you. Integrated seamlessly into your daily life and officially open 24/7 in the palm of your hand. You can choose how to connect. Equity Bank has developed a digital banking solution tailored for everyone. Equitel and *247# or the mobile app or Equity Online for individuals or businesses. Enjoy complete peace of mind with scheduled payments. Equity, your listening, caring partner.
This is the Bible as it is.
The book of 1 Chronicles chapter 23 verse 24. These were the sons of Levi, according to their ancestral houses, the family heads as they were enrolled one by one, according to their names. They performed the work of the service of house of the Lord from 20 years of age upward. For David's final order were to enlist the Levites from the time they were 20 years old. David said, "The Lord, the God of Israel, has given rest to his people." David said, "The Lord, the God of Israel, has given rest to his people and has taken up his dwelling in Jerusalem. Henceforth, the Levites need not carry the dwelling or any of its furnishing or equipment. Rather, their duty shall be to assist the sons of Aaron in the service of the house of the Lord, having charge of the courts, the chambers, and the preservation of everything holy. They shall take part in the service of the house of God, and also charge of the bread, of the fine flour for the cereal offering, of the water, of the wafers, of unleavened, of the baking and mixing, and of all measures, quantity and size. They must be present every morning to offer thanks and to praise the Lord, and likewise in in the evening, and at every offering of holocaust to the Lord on Sabbath, new moons and feast days, in such numbers as are prescribed. They must always be present before the Lord. They shall observe what is prescribed for them concerning the meeting tent, the sanctuary, and the sons of Aaron, their brethren, in the service of the house of the Lord.
The reading from the Bible as it is written was taken from the African Bible.
This is Radio Wyoming.
Jipeni moyo. There goes Anastasia Mwema on Radio Mini 88.3 FM. Welcome back to the conversation, my dear listener. Yes, share with us your experience. How is your experience with your child? Have you taken time to sit down with your child and talk about school? Yes. Joyce, I'm getting a lot of feedback here. Yes, I have a good friend of mine called Rosemary. Okay, na huyu lazima unamjua kwa sababu mnashiriki pamoja. Huyu lazima unamjua. All right? Ananiambia, "Hey Bram and Joyce, I resonate too because my mom was my class teacher. Greetings to Joyce, Our Lady of the Rosary." Yes. Watoto wa walimu lazima tupatane. Tuambiane pole. Tuambiane pole. We need to heal our traumas. And then another one from Ben Sako here. Beautiful conversation there. A pleasure listening to my sister Baraka. A reminder that our children's feelings are emotions and emotions matter too. You see, this is the conversation that is coming at the right moment, Joyce. And then there is another one here says, "Good morning, Bram and Joyce. Habari ya masiku, Bram. Speaking Speaking of back to school, my child hasn't even washed his uniform. Imagine how many weeks have passed. Anasaidiwa aje? Does this one need emotional preparedness? Au ni viboko? Salimia Jacinta cross that Jacinta. This is what you're talking about, Joyce. Look at that. You see, mpaka saizi uniform bado kwa bali iliekwa akifunga shule.
Jamani.
Inangoja Sunday.
Na hii weather itakauka aje?
Anaosha Sunday jioni.
Anaosha Sunday jioni. Na Monday ni shule. Tutaikausha na towel. I tell you. But anyway, I think maybe to that listener, I think maybe it's to ask kwa nini hijaoshwa? Because I'm imagining these other outfits that they're wearing during the holidays zinaoshwa. That also could be a point of conversation because there could be something that, you know, sometimes we think triggers come from, I don't know which, just seeing the uniform.
Okay.
Seeing even the bag. Have you seen even children coming from school and hiding the bag somewhere where you can't find it? During opening hiyo Sunday evening mnatafuta bag, mnajiuliza tuliweka wapi hiyo bag, anaitoa kwa shimo ingine, kwa shimo iko na molds mpaka unashangaa iko na dust so yes, some of the things, yes, they can be could have reasons. Not washing the clothes, zinafichwa mahali, but it's important. In as much as anauliza kama viboko, but viboko utavipiga ngapi mpaka lini? And is that the solution? It might be our way of showing our frustration, but it might not necessarily solve be the problem, the solution to the problem.
And that brings me to this question, Joyce. What signs might tell a parent that their child is not emotionally ready to return to school?
Yes. Many things can show you that your child is not ready to go back to school. And many children, as we had said even earlier, might not tell you I'm anxious. They might not tell you I'm afraid, or might not tell you, you know, that they are going through something, but they will show it through their behavior. Okay. And this behavior, it could be even that aggression. You're seeing a child is withdrawn, they're talking about things, they are hypervigilant, they just, you know, anything kitu kidogo ameshtuka, and they're just showing you in excessive clinginess. They are clinging onto you, you're wondering, they're asking you things, they're demanding for things, like even that refusal to prepare for opening day is a big sign that there could be a challenge. That's a sign that, you know, the behavior has changed now. Even loss of interest in some of the things that they would normally enjoy. You start seeing all of a sudden they used to play music, now they're not playing, it's all quiet. They used to even like going outside to spend time with their friends, going, like, for example, now I know for many churches they have activities in the church, including our own parish. They're refusing even to go for those camps, youth camps. And those are some of the things. They're football, they're passionate about going for their practice. All of a sudden in the evening, maybe they do their practice in the evening. You find them in the evening, ata amejifunika na blanketi. So those are some of the things that we need to look for, and they should not be ignored at all. And of course, we know this behavioral changes could also indicate other things. So let's look out for those changes so that if they happen, we're able to pick them. Because we know our children better, the things they like, the things they don't like. So it's important not to overlook. In addition to just the behavioral changes, we also need to look at the physical complaints. The stomach aches, the headaches. Oh, I'm tired. The difficulty even in sleeping or sleeping too much. Those are some of the patterns that we need also to look into, especially when it comes now to when we start mentioning we're going back to school, let's start preparing. Because this actually does not mean we assume that every stomachache is psychological. Not really. We are just saying let's also not assume. Overlook it, because the physical symptoms, of course, can be assessed if it needs medical attention, if home remedies and all that, but it could also be a sign of stress and that anxiety that shows up, especially when it's uncomfortable, especially with the back to school or even the change. You see, also with any transition, there's of course some changes and some difficulties. So yes, we need to look out for those. Other things, of course, is the emotional sign. When we see them panicking, we see them unusually angry, and anger that you can't explain. They're angry about, oh, I can't find what, I don't want this, excessive worry. Even sometimes we hear of some hopelessness statements. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't want to go back. I don't like that teacher. I think I'm stupid. You know, they use even some of the words. I just don't want to go back. I wish I could disappear. Those are the things that we should not overlook or dismiss as just drama. Because especially when there's some persistence, it's continuous, because we need to really investigate gently and not cause even the more panic to the child. Yes. I think the other thing, another sign that maybe we also need to look at is avoidance. Avoidance in terms of even avoiding to discuss back to school. They don't even want to talk about it. It's time to pack your bags. Are they ready? Shoes? Do they need to go to the cobbler? Or do you need, extra things? Do you have socks? Do you have what? Pencils, the normal stationaries day to day. And you find that they don't even want to talk about it. They're avoiding. You're asking them about a certain subject, a certain teacher. They don't want to discuss about that. A certain friend that you know that they were friends with, they don't want to talk about that. Yes, those are some of the things when you find them avoiding such things, even that preparing of the uniform, it's a big sign. That parent should not overlook that. Meeting even classmates, we know even during holidays, I get to see some of my children being invited for maybe birthday parties, and you find that maybe, because you know maybe that parent, they've told you, my daughter is having a birthday, ask your daughter to come, and you find your daughter is like, oh no, I don't want to go. You know, they're avoiding that. So there could be something. We should not overlook that at all. Even just generally about the returning to school. Because sometimes it appears like there's some laziness or stubbornness, but actually avoidance is driven by anxiety. And once there's that anxiety, of course now that's a psychological issue that needs to be addressed. So as parents, I think the most important thing is to notice, ask the right questions. But most importantly, as we ask, let's also listen. And listen with an intent of not just giving them appropriate answers or just calming them down, but also to explore possible solutions that could, or to problem solve rather, together, not as a parent, but together with your child, by asking them maybe what are some of the solutions they think would be appropriate. And of course, getting them the right support. And avoid completely accusing them, avoid lecturing them, and avoid punishing. It could be too early to start punishing. Because behavior is communication. And before asking maybe what's wrong with the child, maybe we might just ask ourselves, what is this behavior really trying to tell me about my child?
And you've highlighted some of the signs that parents need to check out and what they need to do. Now we are talking of next week. Okay? How can parents now practically prepare these children emotionally and mentally before the reopening?
I think we as parents, we need to do several things to prepare our children. We normally say that when we build confidence in our children, it helps them. And that confidence does not begin at the gate. Once we've dropped them or they've been dropped by the school bus, until now they're ready for the hard times that are ahead of them. We need to build them conversation by conversation. And maybe especially now that we are in the holiday season. Yes, it's next week we are opening school. Maybe we need to start restoring our routine gradually or gently. We don't have to wait for Sunday night to start telling them, it's 8, go to bed, tomorrow is school. This is a time where maybe if they're used to sleeping past midnight or, late in the night, this is a time of checking earlier bedtimes.
Okay.
Maybe going to bed now at 10, before you know it 9, the day after, before, like that. So that it helps them to get into routines. So that also helping them also to wake up early. So that in the morning now we're able to wake them up. Just don't let them sleep till noon.
Yeah.
If they've slept at 10, we're able to wake them up by, let's say even 8:30 or even 9. Yeah. Even meals, those routines of meals.
Yeah.
Let's get them into routines where now they can eat meals properly. The 3 meals.
Yeah.
We find that, for example, if they wake up late, if they wake up at noon, I don't know if that's breakfast or lunch or what they're having at that time. So most likely
wanaita brunch.
Ni brunch. Na ni sawa bora wamekula. Makosa pia ni kutokula. So we are glad that if they're able to eat.
Yes.
And if we can have those regular meals, maybe even reduce late screen time.
Yeah.
They don't have to get into late in the night watching action movies or horror or things that are not even being on socials. Those are things that can help them be ready. Also, just checking on a few of homework. Is homework done? Is there revision that was required? Is there something that needed adjustment here and there?
Yeah.
Those are the things that we need actually to do. And of course, in preparation to that back to school, we need to have the back to school conversation.
Good.
We cannot avoid the back to school conversation.
Yeah.
And some of the questions, I know it's not just about just interrogating or just random questions. I think some of the things that we need to ask our children is, what are some of the things they're excited about? Because in that conversation, when they tell you about what they're excited about, I'm excited. This it's short term, because we also know third term is a short one.
Yeah.
They're looking forward to the long holiday. So the excitement of this term is there are many activities also that happens during third term. So get to know what are some of the interests your child is looking forward to, and even worries. What are some of the things they're worried about? Maybe they brought a report form that you are not happy about. You looked at the report card and you're thinking, hey, you're doing very poorly in math. You're doing poorly in even Kiswahili, and you're wondering, you speak Kiswahili here every day.
Yeah.
Why are you struggling with Kiswahili? And we know most of our children do, especially here in Nairobi. Yeah. So yes, we need to have that back to school conversation. Ask them even what was difficult last term. Because sometimes we overlook, we just get ready for the next
without assessing the previous one.
Yes.
And hearing about their experiences as well.
And even reviewing and knowing how now they're going to cope better in the next term. Because sometimes they face different challenges. The challenge they faced last year is very different from what they're facing right now.
Yeah.
Maybe their problem could not even be academic. They're afraid that last term, my friends did not include me in some of their activities.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid that going back to school, my clique, there's some tension.
Yeah.
It could be even a teacher who commented about something. You know, so some of our kids are growing.
Yeah.
And they're changing, not just physically. Yeah. They're changing in so many ways, even in their thinking.
Yeah.
And maybe there was a comment that was made that made them very uncomfortable. So it's important we review, including the academics, just to know where are you, what are you struggling with, new subjects, change of teachers, all those things. Those are conversations that we should not avoid.
Yeah.
But most importantly, I think in this back to school conversation, one of the things that we should actually really purpose to talk about is how can I, as a parent, support you differently this time?
Yeah.
Differently. The word is different.
Differently.
Yes. Because I could be supporting my child the best way I know how to.
Yeah.
And my needs are very different from my child's needs. Because we know our children are abled differently. So it's important to hear from them.
Yeah.
So that maybe there's a support I give and they appreciate it. But they feel maybe there's also a gap. Or there's something I could do more or something I could do different.
Yeah.
let's hear from our children.
Wow.
Yes.
Enyewe, we are having a different set of parents. Hey, sisi wazazi ati mzae akuite mkae chini ati Bramwell, I want to hear from you. How different can I support you?
Yeah, we need to do things differently.
Yes, and that is why our generation is really struggling with matters mental health.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we don't know how to ask for help. Joyce, tempea kwa hizi makazi, hizi maafisi.
Yes.
People are there who don't know how to ask for help.
No, they don't.
Because
and they
of
struggle.
the background. They struggle. Okay? They don't know how to have a candid conversation.
Yes.
They don't know how to be vulnerable. Because we were not taught.
No. And even that environment was not provided
It was
for
not
you.
provided.
Yeah, it was instructions, do this,
Exactly.
don't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've said...
it is my way or the highway. that is it.
Yes. So I think as parents, and knowing that we are parenting a different generation,
yeah.
and we also come from a different generation. And I know we've spoken about not passing our wounds to our children, and we are breaking the cycle. So let's do it differently.
Good.
Let's support our children in a way that they're able, even themselves, to be more productive, and even for us to even see the fruits of the efforts that we are making, because we are putting in a lot of energy. And actually, you'd look for me. If you look at most of the parents, their lives revolves around their children.
Yeah.
Even them showing up to that job, you will see. For most of them, it's not about the satisfaction that they get from the job. It's not necessarily even, they're thinking, I need to do this so that my child can get this. I need to do this so that I can meet these needs or wants for my children. So yes, we need all this effort. Imagine we do all these things, then we don't provide that psychological support that they need most to just be able to be strong.
Imagine.
And that psychological support and safety is important. It can only start from home. The way you're saying, we are afraid of asking, maybe for us as millennials or even other older generation, for support, because there was no that safety that we can ask and be heard and be understood and even get the right environment to be able to do and perform in a good way. So I think it's important for us parents, in a bid to help our children to problem solve, we need to provide that psychological safety. And we can also do that by sitting down with them. Because we can't say that when we give everything to our children, problems won't follow them. Problems will always be there. But the most important thing is, are our children ready when problems come? Are they strong enough that they won't give up? That they know, despite the problems we are going through, I can always go back to mom. I can always go back to dad. I like your example, that you saw things were tough, but you were able to say, hey, mom.
Hapa kimeumana.
Yes. And they were able to see that. And yes, understand that, yes, we need this change of school would really help you become who you are today.
Exactly.
And those are the things that we need to do. And in that process of helping them to problem solve, there's nothing as good as that. Even us during our sessions, when we hold counseling sessions or therapeutic sessions that we have with our clients, we don't tell them what to do. And it's a good feeling when, even when you hear the feedback later, when they're able to tell you, I was glad that I was able to solve this problem. It comes from them. Rather than you telling them what to do. So they feel that you've enabled them to be able to solve a problem that they thought was a big mountain, and they were able to come up with the solution themselves. Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're able to come up with that solution, guess what it does? It moves you to the next. Now it becomes that there's no big problem. If I was able to tackle this mountain, these other hills becomes easy. And it actually builds competence and confidence. Your self-esteem grows. You're able to say, now I can be able to face the world. And even for most of these children, when we even talk about building their confidence and even their competence, I think most of the time as parents, we are very quick to praise them. You're amazing. You're doing great. But which is good. It's actually encouraged. and even encouraging them to affirm themselves and everything. But also, let's not do everything for our children. Even this bag we are talking about, let them pack their own bag. Let them, as they pack, they realize, I don't have a pencil. Let them pack, as they pack, they realize they don't have that set. The set is there, but there are some items that are missing. So allow our children even to organize their books. They even look at it and say, my book is filled up. I know it's easy for parents. We want, hey, let's finish. So it's easier for me to know that he has a pencil, he has what, they have what, all these things. But it's one thing when you help your child do it for themselves. Because they're able now to know if it's uniform, if it's dirty, I can't go to school with that uniform. So I need to do something about it. If it's even creating that timetable, because even this is the moment of creating our study timetables for next term, because we're preparing for next term. So create a timetable, a study timetable, not the one for school, where you can say, I was not good in math, I struggled with math. What can I do this term? And I think maybe that's something to do also with goal setting. I want to do, at least in my timetable, even 30 minutes of my math study, at least twice a week. So you say, I'll do it Tuesday and Thursday, for example. They're able to do it rather than you, Kuja, I've prepared a timetable. This is how you'll study during the term when you're not in class. Let's allow our children to grow as well. Help them think through their challenges. And also help them believe that they can handle their responsibilities. Because once we do everything for them, at 20, we want them now to start being independent and doing things by themselves. They're not used to that. And we know these things come with practice. Yes.
You know, Joyce, as you are talking, you know, I'm just reflecting. I was having a conversation yesterday with a good friend of mine who was telling me something very, and I found it to be very interesting. You see, they were renovating their house. Okay. Hapa Thriva too. So she decided, now that I'm renovating, we can't stay here. Let me look for somewhere we can have maybe an Airbnb, lakini mtoto tumpeleke kwa a friend of ours for our sleepovers for around 3 weeks. Shule zimefungwa, then come back. So alikuwa ananiambia, once they were done akakuja, but now they went back to the house. Saturday, Sunday and Monday, schools are opening. She told me, Bramwell, my son struggled in school for 2 good weeks. And this is a report that is coming from a teacher who decided to summon the mother. Hey, your son, tunamujua. He has not settled complete, and it was very difficult for this young boy to settle. Just because of that change of environment. Okay, kwenda kule the renovation, they really disoriented this boy to the extent that it ate into his time for school, which makes this particular conversation a very, very valid conversation, because these are the things we assume and we ignore. That, ni watoto tu after all. We don't know the impact.
There's a lot of impact in any change. When there's any change to a child, of course, that adjustment period, everyone relates to it very differently. Because look at it here. It's not just closing of school. It's also taking away the comfort of being in a home environment, especially if they're coming from boarding school. They were actually looking forward to their bedroom, to their remote control, doing whatever, you know, things around their own comforts and what is familiar. Because sometimes these familiar things are the ones that even make us comfortable. But now look at it. First of all, you've been taken to a friend. A friend that maybe you are not even comfortable around them, this family friends. It's your parents who are comfortable. They think that's a good family. So my child can go there. But yet, according to you, you're thinking, how am I supposed to make friendships? Even meals. Maybe you're used to making your own meals in a certain way. Now, you know, you can't even say you're hungry. And then that particular home, of course, has its own dynamics. Now, leave alone that. now you're away from your parents, because even the parents are not in that same home state.
Exactly.
So yes, they can really destabilize a child. And sometimes we think even sometimes that we've taken our children to even a better home in terms of materially.
Yes.
That place they have, you know,
A,
there's
B, C,
affluence,
D, so-
they have all those things, you know, and you're thinking maybe they'll appreciate that more. But no, let me tell you, every child is comfortable around their parents, especially if their parents have created that psychological safety and a safe space to be in, and they're also comfortable around familiarity, what they know and what the routines, which are very important to a child.
Good.
So it's and I hope they settle finally.
Yeah, they settle finally, but late in the term. Okay, when things had already picked up, but they struggled for quite some time. There is a question here from Leah. Says, good morning, Bramwell and Joyce.
Yes.
Just a thought. Should a parent get concerned if a child is excessively eager to go back to school? Now the opposite. She has flipped the coin.
I tell you, any change.
Yes.
Were they, maybe the biggest question here is previously, were they also eager to go back to school? Or is it something new?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this eagerness also needs maybe to be interrogated gently.
Yeah.
To know, is it something, what is it that is making them eager to go back to school? Did they perform so well that now they are looking forward? You know, sometimes these small changes brings a lot of eagerness. Initially, maybe you're performing poorly. You said here you are 30 out of 30.
30 out of 30.
Now you've moved. You've even moved maybe to 15 out of 30.
Yes.
And you can see the progress, the appraisals and all the good feedback that you've been getting.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to go back? I'd also be very eager to go back. Maybe it's a term that has special activities. Maybe it's the music festivals, it's the sport team, it's the what. So it's that moment where you're thinking, I'm going to shine. It could also be the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Yes. They may be wanting, the home environment is not as good. So they want to, they can't wait to go back to school because here, there's a lot of pressure. Maybe they didn't perform well. The pressure has been, you're doing this because, you're not even good enough. You know, the roles and the responsibilities that they have, it could be anything. So it's important as a parent maybe to look into it. We normally say you'd rather just confirm than live in fear. Fear of the unknown. I don't know. It could be. So just talk to our children. Plus, our children are always eager to talk to us and just, build these relationships. So it could be a good sign. It could be not a good sign. But we can only know by engaging the child.
Exactly.
Yes.
Engage the child.
Yes.
So how do we prepare these children academically without creating pressure, fear, or unhealthy comparison? Now that we are headed into the final leg that is actually defined by pressure, expectations. How do you do that?
There are many ways of going through this preparation, and one of the things, first of all, is we need to separate performance and identity.
Wow. Yeah.
Because one of the things, like we've said, it's one thing when a child has not performed well in math or in whichever subject, but it's another when we now start labeling them. You're just terrible in mathematics. Now it becomes a title. Like, because even some of us, we call ourselves,
very funny
math.
titles.
Yeah. So, and those labels, they didn't come from anywhere.
Yeah.
They actually have a source. It's what you were told. Let's not be quick to, because this is when they are forming their identity. They're trying to know themselves, especially for teens and the young adults. So when we mess with that identity by labeling them, by calling them for example, they've made a bad decision.
Yeah.
They did something that you were not happy about. Instead of always calling them, kichwa ngumu, you're a bad child, you're not good enough, you're even stupid, all those things. Those affect their identity. Now they start relating to those words. They start relating to those, it becomes like a label. And there's nothing as bad as a child thinking that's how you look at them.
Yeah.
They start even now looking at themselves from that angle, which is very unfortunate. So I think it's important that we give our children space to correct them when they do something that is correct a behavior, instead of damaging their identity, by allowing them to be just them.
Yeah.
And also the other thing that we need also in terms of preparation, in terms of the fear or even this unhealthy comparison. You know, I have met several people who've spoken about how their comparison growing up with either their cousin, even a neighbor, or even, even their siblings, has really affected who they are today and how they perceive life. So I think it's important that as we continue supporting our children, let's stop this unhealthy comparison.
Yeah.
Our children are unique in their own way, and we need to look at them as such, not as what we had hoped, because maybe as parents, there's what we had hoped our children to be.
Yeah.
So it's important to understand that our children have different personalities. The same way your child is not the same as you.
Yeah.
Because even, I keep saying even here, if I look at my own house, we have different personalities.
Personalities, yeah.
I'm very different from Robert and even the children. And I think that's even, it makes you even appreciate God's creation, that we have different personalities, different abilities, because there are things they can do, I cannot do.
Yeah.
So it's important that we recognize that. We also, the interests, the strengths, all those things are very important. Let's recognize them rather than compare them with other people who have different capabilities and who look at life from even different lenses. Yeah. And also, very importantly in this, it's important we focus on the progress and the process, not just the final result. We need to praise effort. We need to praise consistency. We need to praise improvement. It could be even just small improvement from English of 40% to English 60%. I mean, that's a big improvement. It must have taken a lot of effort. Let's not ignore that. Let's also praise discipline. We know of children who struggle with different things. Like, for example, the child you've given the example. Maybe they went to this new family, they've picked certain behaviors, and then it's a tough time. They are using language that even the teachers are very concerned about. Are we quick to see a difference once they come back home and we see this change? They're no longer using those bad words. They are no longer maybe carrying themselves in a certain way. Let's be also quick to praise, especially when they ask for help.
Good.
Yeah, instead of dismissing them and telling them, you'll be fine. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah.
Unakuwa.
Hujaona maisha.
Hujaona maisha. Sasa nikikupea yangu utasema nini?
And I think one of the also important things that we need also to prepare our children as they go back to school is to set realistic goals. And these realistic goals should be very personalized to the child. Not come here, I sit all my 3 children and tell them the goal of this term, everyone should bring an A. I don't want to see anything below that. Or I want medals, I want all these things. No. Let's make it very personalized to a child. And even that goal, as we normally say, it should be at least measurable, such that we can also measure the progress. It should be very specific and such like, so that we don't also disappoint ourselves. But also, in the mix of just not disappointing ourselves, we're able to plan ahead and even see and catch the improvement when it happens.
And these are the things that I believe if parents do, we will actually avoid a parent-child kind of a clash.
Yes.
Talking about a clash, Joyce, as I can say, our time is really moving very fast.
Yes.
All these things that we are talking about zeroes down to one thing. Parent-child relationship.
Yes.
What role does the parent-child relationship play in how well a child cops at school?
I think it plays a big part because you are your child's world. Your child knows you.
Yeah.
And once you have this good relationship with your child, they're able to have a safety net. They know I can always go back to my mom. It's very unfortunate when a child thinks when they get in trouble, they are like, "Who? The last person I'd want to know about my problem is my mother or my father." So it actually, they feel like, it's them against the world. And there's nothing as bad as that. Because as children, we are meant to be their support system. So I think it's very important that once there's pressure in terms of a relationship between a parent and a child, we should be very quick to mend it, because this one is the one that creates that psychological safety. And how can we build this relationship between a child and a parent? One is listen to your child. Especially listen before lecturing. I know we have good advice. I know we have so many things that we want to tell our children, even some of the things to warn them in advance before they happen. But it's important that we listen to them, because what we think could be a problem, they've already tackled it. Maybe they're going through a different challenge. Maybe there's abuse. Maybe there's they just want someone they can talk to. And even this will also help them. When there's a problem, you will know. Because some of the problems, you get to know about it later as a parent, and you're like, why didn't you tell me? You did not create that environment where your child can come to you and tell you this is the problem that they were going through. So I think it's important that in everything, let's create, even if it's 10 minutes for our children, for that conversation, where we build that parent-child relationship. It doesn't have to be around academics. It could be even around their interests. It could be around their passions. It could be around anything. It doesn't have to be problems only, even the good things, because that's where we build relationships and even make memories, which they value.
Powerful, powerful, Joyce. I really appreciate this conversation because it came at the right time. And now I believe parents, you have been given very good advice, and now the skills on how you can begin the conversation. Don't wait until it is too late. Today can be that the very first day for you to engage your child. Joyce, our time is up, but I'll give you a minute to share your contact just in case mzazi hapo nje ni kama wale tunajua kwamba shule ikifika sasa ni vita. Now they want to know, how can I deal with my child? Or my child has been requesting about the transfer in school. I don't know how to tackle this child, has this particular behavior or any other issue that needs their assistance. How can they get in touch with you?
Okay, they can call me. My number is 0720 364629. 0720 364629.
All right. Thank you so much, Joyce, for your time. Really looking forward to next week, Wednesday again, with an interesting conversation as well.
Same.
All right.
Asante sana.
Salamia rafiki yangu roba sana.
I'll definitely do that. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Na Gen Z, uambie tunawaangalia pia. And wish them all the best as they prepare to begin their last term. Okay, of 2026.
Kuna wale pia wanaanza a new year.
A new year.
Yes.
Wow.
But we thank God. Asante sana. Thank you so much, Priyamal.
Right, my dear listener, get in touch with Joyce on this number 0720364629, and that marks the end of the show. As I step out, remember, my dear listener, Maurice is coming after the news headlines from 10 all the way to 11 on climate change segment. Okay, let me ask you, what if the trees we plant today could help us fight climate change, could improve our farms and strengthen our livelihoods tomorrow? Think about that as you prepare for Maurice, and he has a very interesting guest for you today. Maurice will be hosting Dr. Jenny Njuguna, Director General, KEFRI, for a conversation on the power of agroforestry. So look forward to that conversation that is coming right after the headlines at exactly 10 a.m. Kwaheri for now.
The Catholic Radio for All.
Our plan climate is changing, and the effects are being felt all around us. From rising temperatures and unpredictable rainfall to floods, droughts, and heat waves, the consequences are reaching our communities, economies, and future generations. But what does climate change really mean for you, your family, and your community? Join Maurice Otieno every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Radio Mini as we discuss and understand the impacts of climate change. Know the change, understand the impact.